is now reviewing plans to launch large-scale immigration crackdowns. Sources have told ABC News the raids would likely begin after the inauguration, likely in Chicago and then other big cities. Here's ABC's Maria Villarreal.
With cities across the U.S. bracing for sweeping deportation raids, as promised by President-elect Trump during his campaign, tonight his administration says it's rethinking where to launch the large-scale crackdowns. Sources initially telling ABC News the raids would begin right after the inauguration, likely in Chicago and then other big sanctuary cities. The operations involving high-priority criminal targets that DHS teams have been investigating for months, migrant targets that pose a danger to our communities. The plans first reported by the New York Times and Wall Street Journal, with Trump's border czar addressing the raids on Fox News.
They're going to be targeted enforcement operations. So when ICE goes out, they're going to know exactly who they're looking for, pretty much where they'll find him. Others that are in the United States illegally. They may not be a criminal priority, but we're not walking away from them.
In a phone interview on Saturday with our Rachel Scott, Trump calling the raids a big priority. In Mexico, immigration officials ramping up shelter capacity, bracing for an influx of deportees in border cities that could create chaos.
We know Homeland Security agents will be sent here to strike fear in the hearts of our students and their families, and we are not standing for it.
Tonight, the news stoking deportation fears, lines wrapping around a federal immigration building in Charlotte as people try to get their cases heard. And in Chicago, nonprofit groups say people are terrified to leave their homes.
With all the rhetoric that's coming out, and I feel the anxiety is more the fear of the unknown.
Lindsay, border communities are preparing for what might happen, but so far no word yet on any raids here. That said, cities like El Paso, they've been through things like this before. So whether it's an influx of migrants or whether it's raids locally, they tell me they have a plan ready to go. Lindsay?
And we know dozens.
Now bracing itself for what's expected to be a chaotic week as the incoming Trump administration promises mass deportations of the undocumented on day one. The looming threat has advocates preparing for the worst, even in the brutal cold. Andrew Ramos is in Little Village with details tonight.
Now the clock officially now ticking in cities across the country as the threat of mass deportations loom ahead of Donald Trump's second term. The concerns are growing in neighborhoods like Little Village, where many are preparing for the unknown. As of right now, it's unclear when and where these mass deportations of undocumented immigrants will take place. A report in the Wall Street Journal citing sources that the incoming Trump administration was planning a mass immigration raid in Chicago starting on Tuesday, where around 100 to 200 officers would carry out the operation. Now, Trump's incoming border czar, Tom Homan, revealed that the leak may now impact that plan as they do not want to put officers in danger. While Homan said while they reconsider how they move forward, he insists going to Chicago is not off the table. With the forecast entering a dangerous level in the region this week where the real feel will be below zero, local organizations like the Resurrection Project say they will be on the ground helping local immigrants navigate any obstacles. Despite the incoming administration insisting that they will target only undocumented immigrants with criminal records, immigration advocates say it will be incredibly hard to single out those individuals, leading to what they describe as a chaotic scenario.
Since fewer than 1 of 10 undocumented people even have a criminal record, there will be very many swept into this plan. There are already 1.3 million people who have a final removal order living here in the U.S. who will be vulnerable on day one. How the administration will find these people depends on the tools of enforcement they use.
Now, as far as what neighborhoods will be targeted first, that remains unclear. This is an ongoing developing story. When we get more information, we of course will bring it to you. Reporting here in Little Village, Andrew Ramos, CBS News, Chicago.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel, brother, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. was going into the mass deportation program that Trump stated to immediately put into plan after his inauguration, which inaugurate means to stand with the left, to stand with demons or to stand with the spirits. As we just saw the inauguration, which allegedly he didn't even swear on the Bible, which is funny. I was looking at the Redacted show, and they was speaking on he possibly did it the day before. It was like some type of pre-inaugural ceremony, which I've never really heard of that. But hey, you know, it's not beyond a realm of possibility, right? Because, you know, they prep up into these times to get the speeches together and the security and, you know, all this other stuff. So it's possible that they could have done it. But from what I recall as seeing is I didn't specify that he didn't swear on the Bible, which shows you that this system was never built on the principles of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And they say, well, yeah, America was founded on Christian principles. Yeah, but not the Christianity that the Bible, which the Bible doesn't even speak of a Christian religion. But when you go into the term Christianity, which means the anointed ones, it's talking about the Israelites. And your so-called Christendom was not founded on biblical principles. OK, this country was not established on biblical principles. In fact, when you killed and raped and murdered and massacred the Lord's people, no. OK, it was founded on genocide and witchcraft and sorcery. All right. But anyway, it says advocates prepare for possible mass deportations in Chicago this week, which is kind of confusing because just not even 2 years ago, they've allowed these people to come across the border, which, you know, I believe this is all like part of us. We're living part of one of the most biggest psyops known in history. OK, because when you go into the term psyop, it just means psychological operations, meaning that they're playing on a mindset and they're playing on the emotions of the people. They plan on the mindset of the people. OK, they plan on people's emotions. This whole thing about the border crisis and letting people over here was just another way that they can kind of start to target the tribes. OK, because those people was not let over here just to be brought back to these countries, to Venezuela, to Honduras, or, you know, fucking Mexico. You know, these people just wasn't brought over here just to be brought back. In fact, it was part of a greater agenda. Because you better believe that the ones that's causing chaos and the ones that's in tandem with these terrorist groups, you better believe that they still have full access to this place because they're the ones that's going to carry out these particular attacks, man. OK, due to the elite's plans. So this whole mass immigration shit is just another way of them killing two birds with one stone. And that's just my opinion. OK, but I don't see him getting all the people that came across the border or the ones that's meant to be over here. I don't see him getting rid of those people because they all have a plan, OK, which is to implode this place from within. So I got an article here. It says Trump to issue sweeping executive orders on immigration, energy, and federal reform on Inauguration Day. All right. So it says President Trump will sign over 200 executive actions on his first day targeting immigration, energy, and government operations to fulfill this campaign promises. And remember, he has the likings of Tom Homan, which is his border czar, which is a complete devil. You got Elon Musk, which is he got what is called the I think it's what's the new government department? It's called government on effort. It's called government efficiency or some shit. Yeah, government efficiency or something like that. Which that can open a door for a list of all sorts of tyranny, man. Because we really don't know what government efficacy really means, man. All right, just like a generic term. But anyway, it says energy policies would include withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord, pausing offshore and lease, and renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which shows you he has a problem with the tribes. It says federal workforce reforms will end DEI programs, implement merit-based hiring, and suspend security clearance for 51 officials linked to the Hunter Biden laptop controversy. But I want to go down to here. It says border security and immigration overhaul. It says central to Trump's first day agenda is a sweeping immigration crackdown. It says the president-elect will declare a national emergency at the southern border, directing the U.S. military to work with the Department of Homeland Security, which is DHS, to fully secure the border, and he will reinstate the Remain in Mexico policy requiring asylum seekers to wait in Mexico while their claims are being processed. It says here, in the move to combat drug cartels, which they're really not, because we know that the cartel funds the United States government and vice versa. Okay, they set up these particular gangs and these particular groups to do their bidding. Just like when they showed you on the movie called The Sound of Freedom, they was paying like cartels and little splinter groups to go and get these children, and in tandem they would pay them, you know, to take them to certain high level officials. So that's not gonna stop. But it says Trump will close the border to all. No, it says Trump will designate them as foreign terrorist organizations, unlocking new authorities to dismantle their operations. Remember the bounty hunting program? It says the president is issuing a historic series of executive orders and actions that will fundamentally reform the American government, including the complete and total restoration of America's sovereignty, a senior administration told Fox News Digital. It says, additionally, Trump will close the border to all illegal aliens via proclamation, and grant emergency authorities will swiftly return apprehended individuals to continue or their countries of origin. It says these measures, coupled with construction of new border wall sections, underscore Trump's commitment to what he calls the most secure border in U.S. history, which I don't think he's going to get a chance to build the border wall because the scriptures refer to this place as the land of unwalled villages. So I don't see him building the border wall, but who knows, right? It says, yep. So, that's what it says here. So this is for you tribes, man. Hey, we just have to wait and see because, you know, when he went on the stage and when he was inaugurated and he was giving all this speech about what he was going to do and how he was going to make America great again and how he was going to bring back U.S. Companies that was driven overseas, I don't really see that happening because, I mean, the fact about it is you've outsourced damn near 90% of your businesses and your manufacturing. So everything that comes in America is done from foreign countries. So how are you going to get that back? You know, people are not going to go out their way to bring companies back here, especially when you have a weak dollar. And the reason why you were outsourcing is because the fact your money is not being backed by shit. So you can't even contain full autonomy within your own currency if need be because your money ain't being backed by shit. So that's all smoke and mirrors, man. It sounds good and it's a ploy on the emotions of you Edomites. But overall, man, your society is done. You know, Trump's gonna be a shit show, man. You know, just like the last one. But this is the book of Daniel 8, and I'm gonna start at verses 25. Matter of fact, let's start at verses 25. We know this going to Antiochus to qualify it. But it says, and through his policy, he should also cause craft to prosper in his hand. And when you go into craft goes into like magic, like witchcraft, man. Okay, like cunning, like you have what they call like a serpent. Okay, like a serpent can be very subtle. A person that's like a sorcerer, a trickster. It says craft, okay? And when you have craft, that means that you are specializing in something. Like when somebody say, what is your craft? And you may say, I'm a tent maker. That's your craft. So that means you're able to manipulate or you're able to design things based on your craft, all right? And it says, and though his policy also he should cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he should magnify himself in his heart, and by peace he should destroy many. And he was completely magnifying himself on the stage there. You know, oh, we're going to make America great again. And, you know, he was saying some things that it was only going to be two genders, which according to the Bible, there's only two genders, male and female. All right. And that appeared to piss a lot of people off, but it's all part of the plan, man. All right. This place is completely divided. MAGA is divided. OK, you got the Democrats and the Republicans divided. All right. Then you had a Jake Minstrel show, which brought a comedic tone to the inauguration. This reverend, I think that nigga name was Lorenzo Sewell or something like that, shucking and jiving and just straight antics, man. Just like, what a fucking joke, you know. But nonetheless, this place is going downhill. Then you had an Amalekite that went up there and gave a dry ass speech and prayer. Like, it's not even believable anymore. Okay, at least back in the day, you know, this shit was somewhat believable, or to those that may be lost, it seems to be believable. But once you open your eyes up to the truth, it's like none of this shit is really believable, because I didn't see any type of sincerity in any of those speeches from Amalekite to Jake. Even Trump didn't even sound, you know, dangerously convincing. He just didn't. You know, it's just really to appease you morons out there that believe in this shit. But it says that through his policy, he should cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he should magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall he destroy many, because he kept saying that we're going to be the peacekeepers. We're going to bring back restoration to the world. We're going to, we're going to stop the forever wars and all this other stuff, which that's not going to happen. But it says, and he should also stand up against the prince of princes, but he should be broken without hand. All right. But it says through peace, he should destroy many, because the average common Joe out there really believes that Donald Trump is going to bring peace to the earth, when in fact it's not in Donald Trump's spirit to bring peace, because he's just an inflammatory person, man. Okay, he's not the type of devil that's going to allow somebody to back him into the corner. You strike him, he's going to strike you back, because that's the type of devil he is, man. And you got to thank the Most High for a devil like that, because Trump can really get shit moving, man. Okay, I fully see during his last 4 years, or doing this coming so-called 4 years, if we make it, that he will be the one that ushers the MOTB. Okay, there's no chances that he got the likings of Dr. Oz, what's this guy's name? Elon Musk, Tom Homan. I mean, he got some real heavy hitters on his cabinet, on his side, to get things moving. And with Elon Musk, with his whole Neuralink and his whole dealing with the Neuralink and the AI shit, I mean, they trying to fully go autonomous, man. All right. So this is the book of Revelation 6:4, and it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another, and it was given to him a great sword. And that's talking about these devils, man. So, hey, he's talking about putting terrors on China, terrors on these other nations. That's going to cause the tensions of America to fully disintegrate, man. Okay, because when you look at the European Union and NATO, they're dividing, they're breaking up. Nobody can agree on policies. He wants to put tariffs on European nations, which is going to fully put them in a bind, which push come to shove, they're going to say, you know what, fuck it. We don't want to deal with you, period. Okay, because the reason why America still have any type of allies is because they're paying them off. All right, and the reason why they're able to pay them off is because no matter how weak the dollar is, it's still the world's reserve currency. So that dollar still goes a long way when you're visiting different parts of the world. So yeah, they're going to play ball with them. But once that U.S. dollar collapsed from being the world's currency, they're not going to deal with this place no more, man, because it's like, okay, we have no reason to pledge an allegiance into you anymore. Like, your money is totally devalued, man. All right. So, yeah, man. Hey, you tribes too. Hey, Isaiah 19:4. Matter of fact, let's start at 2. Matter of fact, let's start at 1. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and should come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt should be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt should melt in the midst thereof, man. And you got a lot of people that's divided about this Trump dude now, man. Okay, going back into the whole child support tweet that he allegedly put out there, and you got videos going viral on it, and women are mad, and they were protesting in the streets about how Trump is not for women's rights and all this other shit, which he never stated he wasn't for women's rights. Like, where y'all hit at that? But regardless of it, there's a complete division here, all right? Let's peep this video here. Women's March is now People's March as thousands of rallies against Donald Trump. Because these women, low-key, they're afraid, man, because they know that it's coming to a time that the getting over on men and taking advantage of the system is going to come to an abrupt end. All right? Matter of fact, I was looking at a video earlier, if I can find it real quick. Let's see here. Let's see this here. Click on this.
Stay on top of your finances with the QuickBooks mobile app. View your money from anywhere and get deeper insight.
I'm here because I want the world to know that the majority of Americans do not support this administration. So first and foremost, it's the state of our democracy. And of course, a myriad of other issues, women's rights being one of them, and our bodily autonomy and our...
And these bitches just need to shut the fuck up, man. These fucking women, you got right. Like, what more fucking rights do you want? The fact that you have a right to speak when I'm in a fucking room, that's enough right there. That's enough right there. The fact that you're able to voice your opinion. And this is why I say that you don't give stupid people fucking platforms, man. All right? And people say, like, y'all hate women. No, we don't fucking hate women, all right? We actually love women. I'll put it to you this way. You have what you call women, and then you got females. Okay? We love women, but we hate bitches. Okay, because anybody that's able to open a mouth and not make sense and speak swelling words, you have no point. Like, what is your argument? Okay? Oh, y'all be always hating women. We don't fucking hate women, all right? We just love women that's in their right order. And when women are in order, things run smoothly. But when you have a bunch of whack-ass women that's running a mouth and spewing this and that and bringing confusion and don't know what the fuck, because y'all don't really know what the fuck y'all be talking about. Everything you speak on is emotion and conjecture. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You know, and this is what we're saying. You don't need no motherfucking rights, man. How about you exercise your right to shut the hell up and take a back seat, man, because you don't make nothing better when you run your mouth and it's full of emotion and vigor. Okay, and that's our standing point on that. And they mad at that now because they think that he's going to do away with your fucking rights. Look, the Most High is going to do away with your rights. Okay, and he's going to put you back in the right order, which is underneath the man, where you belong. All right?
Future.
Well, I'm here to protest the Trump administration. He unfortunately won the election, and so we're not going to react the same way the Republicans did 4 years ago. But we still get a say as to what's going on in this country, and this is the day to do that. Probably not going to be as big as the Women's March in 2017, but it's going to be a nice crowd, and I really hope that it inspires other people to resist and react and vote and get involved.
Yeah, and people are like they're fighting back against it, man. Like you read the comments, women's rights, how flippin' funny. That's not a federal issue. Look at all the unemployed. It says, and Pookies, Wokies on parades. Yeah, man, people just fed up with all this. People just fed up with it, man. You know, but this is the result of it. It says, and Egypt should be moved in his presence, and the heart of Egypt should melt in the midst of it. So, yeah, it's coming to a time that things are just going to appear unsown, and chaos is going to ensue everywhere, and there's going to be all types of division, to the point people ain't going to regard these people no presidents. They just going to start taking matter into their own hands, man. And this is really the plans of the elites. They want people to operate in this manner so they can be justified on, pushing draconian laws on everybody, which they're going to do it anyway. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. Yeah, that's a division right there. Okay, everybody is totally divided. Now you got households that's a nod because, they're looking at the men sideways. Oh, you voted for Trump. You didn't want Kamala in there. Like men don't have their right to vote who the fuck they want to vote for. Like, why you mad at men because they don't want to give you the right to unalive their babies because you had a bad day on fucking TikTok? Like, get out of here with that, man. And this is the world we live in. Just crazy. Everybody losing their mind over this TikTok shit. And honestly speaking, I wish they left that shit off for like a week. All right, but that shows you right there that you Americans, you're touchable. Okay, they play with you. They literally switch it off and switched it back on. And I mean, you had one major TikTok guy. I think he had like 26 million followers. He was like some type of workout guru. And this clown basically put a bullet in his own head, man. Which shows you how weak you niggas are, you men are. Here you got all this following, you this big workout guru, and because they take your platform, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you put a bullet inside your fucking mouth, man. You put a bullet in your own head. Like, how weak are you people? Okay, what would you have done if there wasn't never no TikTok? Like, and these are the people that we have to sit here and take a back seat to, man. I'm tired of this place. But it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fell in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. Yeah, the councils, the politicians, the witchcraft. The Lord is getting ready to confound all this madness. And it says, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards, man. This is why everybody going on these podcasts, snitching, telling on each other, dry snitching, And it says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and their fierce king shall rule over them, says the Lord and the Lord of hosts, man. And I pray that Donald Trump is that fierce king, man, all right? So anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you were edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.